Hey friends and neighbors, Scott here, and today, it's a little early in the morning. Today we're going to talk about a plant that we've talked about before and that most people know, but it's a good plant and it's worth talking about in a great time of year, and that's the blackberry. And we'll talk about edible and medicinal uses. But first, identification. So a blackberry plant grows in a bramble. It has these canes that will grow up, and they're thorny. So it's a thorned cane. Ooh, you got me. The thorns are slightly recurved. I guess that depends on what species you have. Close relative is the dewberry. Actually, a dewberry is a type of it's a type of blackberry, but it grows closer to the ground, and it has the thorns are thinner. It's almost like a hairy vine or cane. Of course, raspberries are also related, and there's lots of hybrids between all of them. But for identification, besides that, the leaves are actually leaflets. It's a compound leaf, either in groups of 5 leaflets or groups of 3 leaflets. The flowers, the blooms, will have 5 petals. It's going to be white, 5 petals and many, many stamens. And then the fruit is a blackberry. Now, none of these are ripe, but you know what a blackberry looks like. I am not aware of any poisonous lookalikes. It's a big wide world of plants, so maybe there's something, and if you know of one, you can let me know in the comments, but I'm not aware of any poisonous lookalikes, any of these, aggregate type of, multi-tiny berry fruit. So, things that look like this, like the blackberries, the dewberries, which are blackberries, raspberries, mulberries look like this. Of course, they grow on a tree. Edible uses, obviously the berry is edible. It's also really nutritious. Berries in general seem to have a lot of good things for us. They're not super high in calories, so if you're eating them just to snack on, you don't usually have to worry about the calories. As a survival food, though, I think they still work because they usually grow in such abundance. You can get a ton of them, and you can get a lot of calories. You've got to eat a bunch, but you can. The leaves also are technically edible. Now, people usually don't just eat the leaves. Also, you have to worry about thorns. Sometimes on the underside of these leaves, the leaf itself, the midrib, like this one's kind of gripping me, they can be a little bit thorny, and you don't want to swallow a thorn. So I think the best way to eat the leaves, if you're going to consume them, is in an herbal infusion, a nourishing infusion, where you could pick the leaves out, dry them, and then make a really strong infusion in water, and then just take the leaf matter out. The leaves actually are a really good nutrient source. They have lots of vitamins and minerals in the leaves, so don't discount that. You're not going to get a lot of calories, but in terms of healthiness, you're going to have them. There are a lot of now the raspberries have a lot of calcium. I'm going to assume, I don't know if I've looked these up, but I'm going to assume, being a close relative, that these are high in calcium too. A lot of plants actually are high in calcium. Now onto the medical side of things, the herbal medicine side. These are an astringent. The whole thing can be considered nutritive, especially the leaves are a nutritive. Nutritives are a slower working but very powerful type of herbal medicine. It builds up in your system as you're just giving your body the things that it needs in order to function properly. And it's amazing what your body can do when it has all the right stuff. So they're nutritive. But they're astringent, so they help to tighten and dry up things that may be a little too wet or a little too loose. Little bugs. They can help with diarrhea, sore throat. You can gargle it or just drink it. Or if you have sores, rashes, anything that's inflamed, sunburn, it can work on a sunburn. You might want to dilute it. Depends on you. Depends on your sunburn, whether that'll feel good or not. So it's really good for skin things like that. You can use it for hemorrhoids too, either topically. You can make a poultice. I think using it as the infusion is probably better. You can use it. You can spray it on, or well, if you're wanting the pulling, you may want to soak a rag in the infusion and then lay it on the affected skin. What I was talking about, hemorrhoids. Yeah, topical application can be kind of tricky with that, right? So but you can drink it and you'll digest it, but some of that medicinal property will pass out the other end too. Again, it just depends on you, and it depends on your hemorrhoids and what you need. So, I guess that wraps it up. Blackberries are really a pretty common plant that you're probably already familiar with. I just wanted to touch base on it because it's a really good time of year. If you want blackberries in your yard, you don't have to have the thorny kind, by the way. They do have thornless blackberries, and we have some just over there. Make great big old honking blackberries, very delicious, and no thorns, and they're just as hardy as these wild ones that I moved in from a field. These were, I think of this as a rescue plant. Like I rescued it from a field where they were going to get sprayed with poison. So they've done well here. Okay, anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in another video later on. Bye.